everyone, and welcome back to another episode of where JB and I can get together to talk all things shop for you and your shop.
You know what, Shayna? What are we going to call this? Maybe we should ask people, what should we call her once a week? Hey, we're doing this.
Yeah,
Any
we would
ideas?
love to hear from our customers. What do you like best? What do you want to hear from us?
And what should we call the segment? I guess is what I'm trying to say.
We're now getting into a rhythm like this.
I think that we definitely need to put a name to it so our audience knows,
Hey, did you see yesterday? That was really cool.
I agree. Well, all right, we know that tomorrow is the 4th of July.
yes.
What are you doing to celebrate?
I am going to be sitting by my pool, drinking the margarita with salt and barbecuing and having a great time. How about you?
You know what? I think I'm going to be doing the same thing. Hanging out by the pool, trying to escape this heat, margarita in hand. I think that sounds just about right.
Woohoo, another margarita man.
All right. So, is Santa coming to pay you a visit?
Well, actually, yeah, he is. And you know what the cool thing about Santa in July is, Christmas in July, is the fact there's no competition. And there's no commercials on TV.
There's no commercials.
And more than likely, when I ask for something, I'm probably going to get it.
there you go.
So it's a win-win-win situation.
All right. Well, I think we're ready to kick off today's episode. What do you think?
I have one question.
Yes.
Do they have a 4th of July in England?
I know this is a trick question.
Well.
There is the date, the 4th of
Okay.
July.
You got me.
Got
Good
it.
answer.
All right, so today we're talking about how to keep and maintain tech center field. And, I mean, over the course of the years, what has really changed in the auto repair industry?
Well, the demand for technicians can fix technology. You know, here's a quick explanation. You know, a doctor goes to school, 16 years maybe?
Mm-hmm.
And he's doing that, or she's doing that, to work on a human body that really hasn't changed a whole heck of a lot in millions of years, right? Well, a technician goes maybe a year or two of school, and now he's out there doing stuff that guys at college are designing circuits for and doing really advanced work. And that's a tough thing right there, is the education. But also, a lot of people think that going to college is the answer for their careers now, and hands-on's going away. So that's kind of really reduced the pool of individuals that we can use.
Yeah, I feel like over the years, college has been so ingrained into people's mind that that's the next step, that the tech schools, which are really giving that hands-on experience that people can find a lot of value in, that isn't as popular as it used to be.
It's definitely not as popular. And another thing about it, Shayna, is that you need to be particular in who you're choosing in those schools too, because there's some people that are just going there and biding their time. And then there's other individuals that really want to learn. So you have to kind of fish through it. And here's a strange thing. I don't know if you know, but I never ever thought about being in the automotive field. I went to school to be a meteorologist.
Really?
I went to Drexel University to be a meteorologist. Holy cow, there was too much math, too much craziness. So I got out of it, and then my car failed inspection in Pennsylvania, and I wanted to know why. I read a book, and hey, this is pretty cool. Here I am 32 plus years later, doing a lot of automotive stuff.
There you go. And you know what? It's amazing because, you know, knowing that the pools have, you know, let's just say dried up for a little
Don't
bit.
try them for the 4th, please.
What do shop owners specifically need to do to get in front of those quality techs that are available, that are interested, that are passionate?
I think making a plan is the first step. And the reason I say that is because if you don't do anything until you're in distress, you need somebody now, you're done. So make a plan. Here's one of the things. It's got to be a little different than what it used to be, because, you know, a lot of people went to tech school and a lot of people graduate, but now it's a flip-flop situation. So my suggestion is go to the schools. Look at the situation that they have there. Do they have a program that you can actually look at and see what's going on? Get permission. In some states, that's very important. And you may be able to go into those classes and find the cream of the crop, and that's a way. And know what's really nice about that? If you make the connections with the students and watch them as they grow through school, you are pre-trying them out, basically. So that's a really important thing. And the other thing I'm going to suggest, you know, especially for somebody like me, is go to car shows. Go to places where you see individuals walking around just salivating, go, oh, I really love this car and I want to work on it, and make a connection with those people, because they may be your next person.
Yeah, that's very
And
true.
you're catching them before school. And what I always say is, you know, invite them down to the shop, maybe have a little session with them to see if they're with, see how well they can pick up a tool and what they can do. you may have just discovered your person.
That's a really great point. I think it's just about getting out there, getting in front of people, and making and establishing that connection. But that car show idea is actually really, really strategic because people want to get into things that they're passionate about, and maybe they don't think it's a choice for them to get into it. Like they just need that exposure. And if people are already passionate about automotive, then maybe they're all just there waiting for a new opportunity to come along.
Well, you're a mechanic. Happy New Year. Happy 4th of July to you too. Holy moly. But here's the other side of the coin. A lot of people go to college because they want science and physics and all that. They like doing that. Well, the car, the automobile, the vehicle is a big science experiment that drives up and down the road every day. And your job is to figure out which piece of the science isn't working or needs to be modified.
Yeah.
And I think that's better than sitting behind a computer in an office somewhere designing something. Then again, each and all their own.
Sure.
But my point being is your environment's different every day, and every car that comes into your bay is a whole new challenge. So it doesn't get boring.
That's true. That is true. Okay, so we talked about how we're going to find and attract these new, technicians, new team members. But similar to what we had talked about last week, how it's cheaper to actually maintain your customer base rather than going out and finding new customers. Is that also relevant when it comes to your internal team?
Definitely. Good point. You know the people you have in-house. You know who your team is. You know what to expect. You know what their strengths and weaknesses are. So that there is your first point. Maintain the happy environment. You had them for a while. They're still with you. Maintain that and keep them. And you know what? Don't be afraid to throw a little extra out there because right now, people are talking about how they're outbidding other shops. And that's going to be the initial traction for them. So that's an important thing to keep in mind. Brain just went dead.
Well, I think that's a really great point. So if you're able to keep people on your team for long, training in and of itself is
That's an investment and a cost. Mm-hmm. And thanks for kind of bringing me back to it. Wow. Didn't have my lunch yet.
Yeah, we're ready for the day break.
Anyway, you got to train them. You got to keep them happy. You got to treat them like people. And those things are all very big because when you build that rapport with your staff, they're going to stay.
Absolutely.
There are going to be the people that are moving out for retirement and all that, but that's why we're saying plan. Make that plan now. Don't wait to the day that they give you notice. Start planning today. How are you going to fill that position? Can that person pass on some of their information to your newbie?
Yeah.
So think about that. You may be able to hang on to that person a little bit longer. What do you call it? If you can hold that person a little longer and have that person help them, that's going to make a big difference too.
And I think that also helps align with the culture of, what we have going on, at our shops. Like if you have your top technicians who have been there for a while that have established, a good process and a good, working relationship that are passing that on to the younger people or the newer people that are on your team, that really helps keep the culture of your shop, at wherever you need it to be. And sometimes maybe that's not a good thing. Maybe you have people that have been there at your shop for a long time but aren't producing the best work or frustrated. So building the culture of your shop is also another thing that people should be looking for when bringing in new team members.
Oh yeah, keeping it too. That's the big thing. Building the culture and keeping it. And your mechanic actually mentioned maybe putting out money for new tech's tools. Mm-hmm. That's a good idea, but there has to be a give and take with that. So I see that as a good suggestion. But if you're my new tech and I'm passing, matter of fact, there's ladies out there that are going to be great techs. So let's think about that too. But also, if I'm giving you tools, I need you to stay with me for a specific time. So you want to put some kind of contract out there because you don't want to give people tools and then have them take off.
Sure, absolutely. So what are some of the biggest steps to maintain a team, or really how do you keep your team motivated and engaged?
Well, I think having that culture that you spoke about is the thing. Treat everybody like people. Here's one of my beliefs as a boss. I'm not going to ask you to do anything that I won't do.
Absolutely.
So I've cleaned toilets, I've run the lawnmower, I've done all that stuff. And you know what? If your boss doesn't do that, are you likely to do the same thing? Are you likely to want to go ahead and do it? If he don't do it, why should I do it?
Sure.
So you want to build that level of comfort. And also you want to know your people. How's it going at home? How's the kids? What's with you need time off? No problem. and work with the individuals, because the home life affects the work life and vice versa. We're not working to live. We're not living to work. We're working to live. I think that's what I said. But the idea here is communicating with your customers and your technicians the same way is going to help people in the house.
I mean, I think this is a really great conversation that we're talking about. And if you have any tips on how you either acquired some of your best technicians or what your team really loves that you do specific to your shop that keeps them excited to come back into the shop every single day, we would love to know. I think this is a great conversation to have, and I'm sure it's different for every shop.
Oh, heck yeah. Every shop's got their own thumbprint. And what we're saying here may not apply to your shop or anybody else's shop or just one individual, but the thing is, it's different for every shop, and that's what you got to approach. I mean, here's the other thing. Hiring people. You can't, because the last 3 people you hired were really bad, you can't apply that same feeling to the next person. You always have to open your mind. And again, that's going to work for your in-house staff too. Making sure you're open, and when you see somebody come in that doesn't look like they're doing well, have a conversation. Hey, what's going on there?
Yeah, just treating them like they're actually. And especially with shops, I mean, those typically aren't big teams, so you really become a family in that sense. Everybody knows who everyone is, and when one person's work either is really great or is maybe underperforming, it's going to affect everybody on the team. So it's one team, one goal at the end of the day.
That's a great way of putting it.
So, all right, well, we know that we have a lot to talk about, but one of the things that we did want to bring up before we, wrap up today's session is our Christmas in July sale.
Yes.
It's July right now. We have a bunch of great savings. So whether you're looking for deals on tablets or if you're looking for special financing, we have it all going on right now throughout the month of July for our whole suite of products. If there's been something that you've been looking into over the past couple months, something you're going to give a shot, now's the time to make it.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes saving that money up front, it's going to help you in the long run, but also you're going to be making more money because you made a wise decision.
Absolutely. So if you're interested, make sure you reach out to either your sales representative or just message us on Facebook, go to our website. We have this special going on all month long, so it's the beginning of the month now. Don't wait too long because the deals will be gone before you know it.
Yes, sir.
But other than that, we would like to wish both you and your team the happiest of July 4th. We hope that you're having a great summer. And as always, if you have any type of information that you want us to review next, make sure you drop it in the chat below, and we will talk to you then.
Yeah, please send us questions.
That was so good.